I'd like to talk to you today about one of the things in French that is sometimes very confusing for speakers of English. It's not that hard once you understand it, but it's not something that we have in our language. It's the idea of having two different forms of you. So in French, like in other Romance languages, you have a singular form of you, which is tu, tu, and then you have a plural form of you, which is vous, V-O-U-S. So the singular form actually can either be tu or vous. Vous can be singular, but only whenever it's being used in a formal way. Examples of whenever we would use tu. If you're speaking to one person, it can only be to one person, and this person is someone with whom you're very familiar. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's another member of your family, maybe it's a close friend, something like that. You would use vous, the singular way, whenever you're speaking to someone that you don't know that well, or perhaps you do know them really well, but it's someone to whom you need to show a good amount of respect. Examples of this would be never to your mom and dad, okay? Even though you show them a lot of respect, you never use vous with your parents. But how about teachers? You would always use vous with your teachers. Usually with parents, friends, even if they're people that you've known for a long time, usually you would still use vous with them to show some respect. Definitely with the principal of a school, with shopkeepers, with people you see in the street. Let's say you stop someone and you ask them, Excusez-moi, quelle heure est-il, s'il vous plaît? You want to know the time. Then you should use vous with them. In restaurants, with waiters, really with the neighbor, with the elderly lady next door, anything like that, you have to use vous and it's singular. Now there are times whenever vous is not formal, but it's plural. So an example of whenever vous would be formal, informal, but plural would be, let's say if you're talking to your mom and dad together. Now, usually you would just use tu with your mom and dad because you're very familiar with your family. But if you're speaking to both of them at the same time, they become plural and you address them with vous. Let's say you're talking to your brother and sister. Again, individually, you would use tu with them, but together, since they're plural, you use vous. If you're speaking to a whole classroom of students, you would use vous. Let's say you're talking to a whole bunch of little kids and they're all about 3 years old, preschool. Now you're not formal with them at all. They're little kids. But it doesn't change the fact that when there's more than one, that's whenever you have to use vous. So I hope that this explanation has helped you, and I look forward to giving you another lesson sometime soon. If you have any requests, something that's difficult for you in French that you would like for me to explain, I would be happy to take requests. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.